Wow.
Baby, could you turn it way down and give me a groove like you used to?
I think I got it. 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 Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Corey. Shaqori if you're nasty. Bye. Bye bye. Anyways, today I'm gonna be doing a full makeup routine video. This is kind of like an updated makeup routine video. I've been having people, mainly on like TikTok, ask me to do a concealer in-depth video. So this is also gonna be that, but also a full makeup routine. So yeah, I'm also gonna have on my fan, which is why I'm gonna do a voiceover. So y'all don't have to hear my fan. Of course, everything that I use in the video is gonna be listed in the description. So please check that out. We're gonna get right into this video and let me know if you have any questions. So, first thing I do is go in with my Divine Rose Pat McGrath Essence Toner just to hydrate my face. Then I like to go in with a moisturizer or a serum. Today I used a moisturizer from Versed, the Dew Point Light Moisturizer, which I really like. It's not like heavy and works well with the other products that I like to go in with on top of it. So after that, I went in with the One Size Secure the Glow primer. I really like this. It's a lovely glowy primer, which I do appreciate, and it's not like overly glowy. You're still able to pair it with more products, which I like. Then I went in with the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, and I actually prefer to use the Fluffy Brow from Benefit, but I cannot find it. I lost it. But this still works, kind of. Yeah, it works. I used to just use edge control for my brows, but kind of stopped doing that. But I do it every now and then. Then I like to finally go in with the Milk Pore Clips Primer. And this is just going to mattify the areas that I need to be, you know, smooth and matte and not glowy. So I like to go underneath my eyes, a little bit over my nose and above my lip. And kind of like around my mouth. Then I like to go in with the MAC. I think this is the Deep Concealing Correct palette, medium to deep. I will double check and put the correct one in the description. So I like to go in with that kind of dark orange color corrector around my mouth just to get rid of any shadow. It's kind of like just an insecurity, honestly, because as you can see, I don't really have hair on my face anymore because I get laser. So yeah, it's kind of like a habit. Okay guys, I'm sorry about all of the knocking. I'm gonna try to make sure that it doesn't knock this time. Anyways, I go in with the Hourglass concealer in the shade Teak, and just to get rid of that orange color and balance everything out. So I just like to go above my lip. Then I go in with two foundations. I love going in with two foundations, sometimes a skin tint and a foundation. Today I'm using the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish and NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I will be sure to put the shade names in the description, and I like to spritz my face with the MAC Fix Plus just to keep that glowy effect. I prefer to use a brush because I think a brush just makes it more, I don't know. I like pushing the product into my skin rather than feeling like it's sitting on top of my skin, and I think a brush helps with that. I used to go in with the brush, then go in with the beauty blender just to kind of shear it out, kind of. Then I like to go in with the Makeup Forever HD Skin. No, it's not called the HD Skin. I think this one is called the HD Skin Face Essentials palette or something like that. I like to go in with a shade that's kind of close to my skin tone, and then a highlighter or a highlighting shade closer to my nose and my eyes, just to balance everything out. And make sure you work that into your foundation so that way it's very seamless. That's why I prefer to use two shades rather than just a highlighting shade, because then I don't know, it'll just look super bright and I don't like that effect. And I like to push it in with a brush as well. Make sure you do not go too close to your nose, especially for my black girls. You want your nose to look defined, but not like too defined. Then I go in with the Thread Beauty Face It Stick. I think this is the shade 180, and I keep this towards my ear just to warm things up and give me some definition, bring out my cheekbones again. I really like the color of this stick though because it's like kind of warm, but also could be used as a contour stick, so I like that. Now this is one of my favorite concealers, the Faux Filter Concealer from Huda Beauty. I think this is the shade Granola. Then I use the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 385 just to, once again, make sure that this works seamlessly into my foundation because I don't want any harsh lines of color. Like I don't want it to be like super bright and then like, oh, my foundation. I like everything to work seamlessly together. Another tip I will give is I honestly should not be bringing the concealer that far down. I think I do it out of, I don't know, impatience. I think I'm just trying to like get it over with, but I would recommend like not going that far down and keeping it closer to your eye rather than pulling it all the way down your face. I like to go in, push that in with a brush, and then I go in with another highlighter shade that's lighter than the original highlight shade just to brighten things even further. And I'm not going to share this brand just because I don't really like them and I don't like how they interact with black creators specifically, but I like to kind of neutralize that concealer a little bit on my nose. So I use the concealer I will not name and the Fenty concealer just to make it less bright. Now this is also one of my favorite blushes, especially at the moment. The OYS cream blushes, I don't know the name of them actually, but they're like highlighters slash blushes. I love them so much. They are iconic and you're about to see. Yeah, like I literally love these blushes. I think I used the shade Focused and Bubbly. I love them. I love the shades. I love the payoff. I love just the quality of that product. It's so freaking amazing. So if you don't get anything from this video, get that blush. Seriously. As you can see, I finally go in with a beauty blender, but I do not pat heavily because if you pat heavily, you're going to pick up product. I don't think I showed on camera, but I did dry my concealer a little bit with a mini fan. You want your concealer to sit there on your face for like maybe like 5 minutes at the least, just to, you know, stay in place. Then I also like to go in with a tiny concealer brush to blend out the concealer that I put on my nose. Also, you probably notice I don't go all the way down my nose with the concealer when I applied it, and that's because I don't like the way it looks on me, honestly. So I just keep it like halfway, kind of like taper it the more it goes down my nose, so that way it kind of like fades out. But then I like to go in with a brush just to make sure the concealer is down, set, and not gonna move, especially when I apply powder on top of it, because the last thing you want is concealer that is not stuck in place. So then I like to take a clean brush and go over like the darker parts just to define it a little bit more and blend that edge out where you applied the concealer, because if you don't, it'll just look funny. Then I like to go in with the One Size powder in this shade Translucent. I actually had some of the Sweet Honey shade mixed in there with it on accident, but that's fine. It looks good. So I go in with that first. Also, I do use a lot of powder, so I know that may be intimidating, but the more you use powder, especially loose powder, you will get the hang of it, I swear. When I first started makeup, I was like, oh my god, This is so hard. This looks a mess. But now I'm like, girl, I'm gonna use 10 powders for one look. I go just underneath my eyes. I set kind of like around my nose a little bit to make sure it's not like a mess. Then I go in with the Fenty Beauty loose powder in the shade Butter. I like the shade of this. I think it works well with my skin tone. It may not look like it. It may look like, you know, this is a little bit too much powder, but I swear it looks fine by the time I'm done. I like to layer powders, so I start with my lighter powders, then I go in with darker powders to kind of, you know, even everything out, balance everything out. I use the Anastasia loose powder in the shade Deep Peach, and as you can see, I go over the edges of where I last applied that Fenty Beauty powder, just so everything works seamlessly together. As you can see, like on my cheek, like my cheekbone, I'm kind of breaking out, so that's why that mark is right there. It looks like a mark, but it's just a breakout. Also, set down your nose, but don't go all the way down your nose. Same way how I applied my concealer. Then I go in with the L'Oreal True Match powder foundation to set underneath my eyes with a powder puff. I will also leave the powder puffs I buy off of Amazon in the description just in case anyone is interested. Then I go in with the ColourPop blush. I don't know the name of it, so I'll just have to leave it in the description. And I don't know the, oh, and the Sephora blush, which I also don't know the name of. Then I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury, I believe it's Deep Bronze. Actually, I don't fuck with Charlotte Tilbury anymore, so no, not sharing that, but I did use that. As well as, I don't know what the other thing was, I forgot. But I'll leave it in the description, I swear. And I like to go in with this Empowered palette from Huda Beauty because it has a cream black product in there. So I use that for my liners instead of like a black eyeshadow. But initially, I was actually going in with a brown eyeshadow because I wanted to look a little bit more seamless and a little bit more smoked out. So I went in with the eyeshadow first, then I went on top of it lightly with that black cream shadow. And I really like this. I think I'm going to do this more often because it just looked so effortless and I loved it. Then I went with one of my favorite mascaras, the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I've been using this since I worked at Ulta. That's where I discovered her, and I really like it. It's not a heavy concealer, which I enjoy because my lashes are really long, so I don't really need heavy concealers. I mean, I keep saying concealer, heavy mascaras. I really like it. It gives you that kind of like fanned out look, and it's not too much. Wow, the face is really giving. For the lip, I like to go in with NYX Downtown Beauty. I love this lip liner because it's just like a beautiful brown for my skin. And it's not like too red, it's not too gray, but I layer. It's all about layering, y'all, I swear. Then I like to go in with another NYX pencil in the shade medium brown. And that kind of neutralizes the redness in Downtown Beauty, which I like. But then I like to finally like deepen the corners and kind of give the lip more depth. So I'll go in with another dark brown liner. Actually, this one isn't too dark brown. It's more like a true brown. So I hit the edges, you know, and then I go back in with the Downtown Beauty or the medium brown just to blend it seamlessly so the lines aren't noticeable. And I don't fuck with this brand either, but I wanted to show the shade of the lipstick that I'm using in case you see one that is comparable. I know Milani used to have a shade that I still use because I have it like in my kit, but I don't know if they still have it now. But it's the shade Bahama Beige, which I do love and I feel like it's comparable. Then I use the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in the shade Nude 3. I love this stuff so freaking much. It's amazing. You need this. If you love nude lips, you need this. And as you can see, it just gives you that 90s lip, that 90s nude lip. Like, I love it. And make sure you blend those edges, baby. Then I go in with the Fenty Beauty cream lip, whatever it's called, cream, whatever, in the shade Funk and Waffles. I really like this. It gives you that the lip is just coming together. And then I go in with my favorite gloss, which is NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. Then I like to go in and push the loose powder into my face rather than sweep it away, because I don't want it to, you know, fuck everything up. Make sure you push it into the sides of your nose, because you don't want any harsh lines. You want everything to look seamless and fab. And finally, I just go in and do my moles with a liquid liner, and we're pretty much done. Yeah, I love you guys. I hope y'all like the look.
It's about time we're making up. Times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you for seductiveness you touch. I needed to.
Okay, you guys, so that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the face. Let me know if you have any questions, and like I said, I will answer that down in the comment section. This face, she's taking it, honey. I don't really like to use setting spray, but you can use setting spray. I use a lot of powder, so over time my face just kind of comes alive. Like the oils from my face just start to kind of peek through, and it just looks better over time. I don't want to say oxidize, but it just, you know, just simmers out. It marinates. And yeah, I really hope y'all like it though. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you share this video, and let me know what else y'all would like to see. And I love you guys, and I will see y'all in my next video.